Hey guys, happening? It's Sean1604 coming at you with an update as to the new team that we have for Football Manager 2012. This is kind of a Pentagon challenge, but not really. It's more just I started unemployed with the reputation of a Sunday League footballer. So I just thought I would see what we can do. I am from Scotland. I did live in Portugal, hence my nationalities. So we started unemployed. We got to about November before we had a team. I did apply for a few different teams. One the third division in Scotland, which I decided not to go with, which was Peterhead, and also a couple of Brazilian teams. Didn't get any of them. So we also went for Colchester, Southampton, a couple of different teams. Then Osasuna came on the market, and weirdly, I have no idea how, but I managed to get them. Very, very weird. I have, as I say, no experience. Osasuna at the moment, if you look in the league, this is why they sacked the manager. They're, in the relegation zone. Lost 8 games, only won 2, but I do think there's a lot to be done at this team. I've just kind of started, I've not really done a lot. I'll quickly show you where we are as the squad goes. We have a few guys that are on loan. It's an old team, if you look at the age down on the right hand side here. We are relatively old. We have a few guys in the late 30s, probably more than half the team. I don't know if I'm just because I'm used to my Celtic save, where majority of my guys are about 21 or round about that, or maybe a little bit older. Then I'm just thinking that we have a lot of old guys here. In terms of potential, the stars that we've got is this Ezekiel character. Not really sure who he is, but he's got good potential. We have Nikomin. Again, not really sure, but he's a big player for this team as far as I can tell. He plays in defensive mid. He's got pretty good stats. His contract has come to an end relatively soon, so we may look at tying him into a longer term contract. In terms of strikers, Ibra is the kind of main striker that we have. But yeah, this is the kind of team, the squad that we'll be moving forward with. We do have a fairly few, pretty good priced players in here, and I think there's a lot that can be done. All I've really done since I've got here is terminated a lot of the backroom staff's contracts, because I noticed that a lot of them, as I'm cycling through here, you might look on the right hand side, a lot of them did not have great stats, which I'm not really comfortable with. I really like to have good backroom staff for training and scouting and things like that, so that's where a lot of the stuff is that I have moved on as such in my about a week here now, maybe less than that. So I'll just quickly show where we are with the staff, if you bear with me a wee sec. Okay, so this is where our staff is at the moment. We don't have a lot. We have a lot of guys coming in, which I'll be able to show you in a wee second, who are negotiating contracts. But in fact, this isn't a guy I brought in. Did I bring this guy in? I think I might have brought him in. I tried to promote this guy actually. I think he was already here. I tried to promote him up, but he didn't want to get a first team contract. So he's a youth coach. We've got this guy who's a goalkeeping coach. His stats are okay. I think I brought in Monberts. As you can see from his stats, I'm really happy with him as a first team coach. Parnby defending is excellent, Dave Parnby. I'm pretty sure he played football possibly before this, but anyway, his stats are really good. Great potential, could potentially be a scout if he goes out and maybe has a look for when you do the backroom advice. He could maybe pick a few good players for us. We've got Alfredo, he was already here as an assistant manager. I might look to let him go as well, to be honest. I'm not really confident on his stats. I think Parmby's probably would be a better assistant manager than him, if I'm being honest. That's where we are with the stats for the staff. I'll just quickly show you in terms of transfers where we are, because we have a lot of guys coming in still who are negotiating contracts with us. That's where the majority of our money has been spent at the moment. Okay, so this is where we are in terms of the transfers as such, where we are just now. You can see our transfer budget here was 2.4 million, our wage budget was 24k. It was a little bit more than that when I joined. I have signed a few guys up, but we're currently offering Colleen a scout contract 2020, but could be an amazing scout. He's from Brazil. I think we could get a lot of good players from Brazil from this guy, just looking at his stats purely. Amirio, goalkeeping coach. I think I'm not really sure what I'd offer to him actually. Let's have a look. I think he was maybe out of contract, and I've offered him the goalkeeping coach job because he's got pretty good stats compared to what we had here at the moment. So that's another one. We have, I'm not going to try to say that name, Braghelia, if you just take out the S. You can see here from what we're paying in terms of compensation, 90 grand to Atletico Mineiro. He was a free transfer, Palermas. We're offering this to be 210k I need to pay for this guy. Bringing him in as a first team coach. Again, great, stats attacking. This was a guy I brought in to get attacking because his stats are above 17, so I'm quite happy with that. Tom Boyd, who I had at Celtic and Mother Save, he is coming in as a youth team coach. You'll be able to see here's 20 with working with youngsters, so I think he'll be good for our young team, which I'll show you in a second. They're not actually very good, but we'll go through that just to give you an overview of the club. Renato Buzo is another youth coach, 19 for youth development, so he could be another good guy for bringing on the youth once we get some in. I think he was on a free 120 grand for Edson Dos Santos from Avia. He is coming in and again as a young coach. He might, I'm not sure actually if he's coming in as a first team. He might be coming in as a first team coach or a young youth coach, I'm not sure, but he's got 20 working with youngsters and good other stats as well, so we'll see how he goes. Transfer offer in for Gary Hooper, just because purely I don't think we've got a good enough striker. I doubt we'll get him for 1.6 million, but I'm hoping they'll maybe negotiate with something because his contract isn't that long, and he does leave Celtic in my thing because he wants bigger football. So I think in his personality in the game, he probably wants to be at a bigger club, which Osasuna is. They are in the first league division of Spain, which is obviously quite a lot bigger than the Scottish Premier League. So hopefully we'll see if we can get him in as our main striker. Natal, again another job offer for 120 grand. This guy is, I'm sure he's a scout. Yeah, he's a scout. Look at his he's looks great on terms of stats. I don't think a lot of people look at really the coaches and stuff, but this guy is beasting for the coachy stats for judging potential and judging player ability. These are the two you're looking at for a coach. If you're ever doing a search, these are the two attributes you should be picking for looking at to get good players in. So that should hopefully add something. Aguias, I don't know, again I'm not great with names. Rui Aguias, Portuguese scout, 17-17, again a lot better than what we had here, so I'm quite happy with that. He's good at working with youngsters, so we should hopefully get in some regens from this guy. And lastly, I think this was an inquiry for Suazo. As you can see from his stats, I think this was a guy that was recommended to me, possibly from a scout that we already had here, and his wages are quite high. That's the only thing. I don't think I'll be able to pay the wages, even if we do think that he'll let him go. I'm not really sure. I've just made a tentative inquiry about it. His stats are already really good. He's playing for Monterrey, who is in the first division in Mexico, so whether he wants to come across here we're not sure, but we'll see how we go with that. So from what you can see there, all we've really done so far is to get the coaching staff up to a point where I'm happy, and we'll get through the first season, just try to survive for the first season. Really, that's the main goal of the first season, stay in the league, and then really look to build from there. As you're about to see in a wee second, our under 19s team or whatever it is not that great. I'll just show you them just now. Okay, so it's an under-19s team that we have at Osasuna, same as what we have at Celtic. There's no reserve squad at Osasuna for the Spanish league, for whatever reason, so they all have their whole team in the squad. Senior squad, there's no under-19s team. This is what we have at the moment in terms of our under-19 squad, and this is the main guy, 2-star potential. So yeah, we've got a lot to really work on. Nobody else here really that I can see is jumping out at being any sort of decent. They have really poor an under-19s team, so we'll see how we go with that. That's probably going to be something we have to build on over a few years. It's probably not going to be getting improved straight away, but yeah, we'll see how we go with that. We'll just quickly show you the board overview. Okay, so this is where we are with the board overview. So basically, we have asked to upgrade the youth facilities because the youth facilities here are not great at all. I can show you here if we just quickly look. Average junior coaching, adequate youth facilities. So I'm really not happy with that. That's something that I've really wanted to work on. So we've asked to get that developed, which is hopefully going to be done by the this time next year. And it should, if it takes a year, I know from my previous saves that if it takes a year, it should hopefully make a big difference as to what's there at the moment. So that should hopefully make a difference to the under team and what we bring in going forward, and everything that we have in an under 19 team. As I said, as an old team, I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this team, to be honest with you, any length of time, but for now it is, you know, it is a team that I'm going to be sticking with for at least a few years to see how we can go. It might be a case of we do what we can at this club and then move on. It's good that we've started in Spain, because it means then that if other Spanish teams are looking for a manager, they may look at myself because I've managed in this league. So that's a positive of starting in Spain. I have also have the Scottish there, so we could possibly move back to England. It's kind of reverse Pentagon Challenge. I wouldn't really class it as such as a Pentagon Challenge, but we really will start here. If we ever do win the Champions League, I might consider moving to the other continents to win, you know, those kind of leagues. I would like to manage in Brazil and Korea and places like that. So this might be the save I use to do that long term, because the Celtic save is probably going to be one where I stay at Celtic until I win the Champions League, which could take a little while. So this would be one maybe where I might move around a little bit after I've won a couple of leagues, and so that's really what the plan is here. But this is just, as I say, a catch up just to show you where we are at the moment with the squad. This is the squad we've been given. I think there's a lot to be improved on, so I'll need to go through. You know, I've kind of had a quick look through the squad, not really an in-depth one, but a quick look through, and we'll need to see what we can improve on as to what we have here at the moment. I think there is a lot to be done in terms of maybe moving players on and stuff like that, and getting better players in. So yeah, this is another save, and we'll pop this video up as soon as we can. If you've got any questions or comments, please post them below. And I'm, you know, glad for watching the video, and hopefully check out my Celtic save as well. It's on my channel. You know, we're a little bit more into that, and that's a longer term one already, so you can maybe see how you're getting on with that, and I'm quite happy with how that save's going as well. So as I said, any questions, post them below, and please subscribe. Cheers, bye.